Hey guys, it's Joy. I know it's been a minute since I've been on YouTube, but I'm going to do an essentials video for you today. We do classical conversations, and so the essentials program is for 4th through 6th grade, and it's like a writing curriculum and an English curriculum, and we do some math on our community day. And I have been through it 3 years now with my first kid, and then my second kiddo is just in 4th grade, so it's his first year in it. So I'm going back to year 1, which is fun. So I am going to show you what we do because I like to see what other people do. You definitely don't have to do it exactly like we do it, but I have a lot of ideas from CC Connected that I use and the Poudwa DVDs. So this is my 10-year-old, and he is in 4th grade. And what we do is we start out going over definitions. So we're in week 3 of essentials. And so this week is nouns and pronouns. We're going to review the definitions for that. So what is a noun?
A noun names a person, place, thing, activity, or idea.
Okay, and what is a pronoun?
A pronoun replaces a noun in order to avoid repetition.
Good. Okay, and then I just have some questions that I ask him to review like previous weeks. Okay, what is an independent clause?
An independent clause expresses a complete thought like a sentence.
Good. And what is a subordinate clause or a dependent clause?
A subordinate clause does not express a complete thought and cannot stand alone.
Good. Okay. And let's see, what is a subject?
A subject is that part which says something about the subject.
You just gave me the definition of a predicate. What's a subject? The subject is that part about
something.
Which something is
being said.
There you go. And what is a predicate? The predicate is that part which says
something about the subject.
Good job. For the definitions that I go over with my son, we have a song for like everything, and we find it again on the CC Connected Essentials tier. So like next week when we introduce an interjection, we have a little song that we have memorized, or that he's going to memorize. I haven't memorized because I did it 3 years with my older son. So it's great. It has like lots of little songs. So if your kid memorizes to song, be sure and get on the Essentials tier. Or a lot of them are actually from Foundations because, they learn those in their Foundations memory curriculum as well. So that's just a little handy tip for you. We are songs all the way. So we are playing this little game. We played it in class actually on Friday, which is our community day. And it's all about the different kinds of nouns. So common, proper, singular, plural. What is this one?
Concrete, abstract, collective, compound.
Good. Okay, and we played it with like apples to apples cards. And so she just had those sorted out, and we just used the piece of paper and folded it up and then divided them up, whatever heading they went under. But I brought the sheet home this week, and we have just been writing down different kinds of nouns. So go ahead and write a common noun. What do you think?
Plushie.
A plushie? Yeah, you could do that. Stuffed animal. Okay, and what would be your plushie's name?
I don't know.
What is your plushie's name?
Slider.
Slider. So write Slider. But you have to make sure and capitalize it. Good job. You have to capitalize proper nouns. Okay, so next up, this is part of the EEL, and we are copying a chart. And I found these charts on CC Connected, so it's the Essentials tier of CC Connected. So if you're already on the Foundations tier, you have to pay for the Essentials tier. It's different. But they are cursive practice, which is awesome. So this is his handwriting and his chart all in one. And we're doing chart F, the pronouns chart today. And since he's a first year, I am having him just copy one chart and then do one verbal chart. So we'll do a verbal chart of E because we're doing charts E and F this week. I want to give you a closer view of this. Isn't that awesome? And it has a back to it, of course, too, but it's really, really cool. I was really excited when I found these. While he finishes up his chart, I wanted to show you guys this. So I found these also on the Essentials tier of CC Connected. So I believe she makes these every cycle, and I used them last year, and I really, really liked them because it has everything at a glance. So it has all 3 of the spelling lists for this week. It has the spelling rule, which I write up on our whiteboard. We only do spelling on Mondays, and he's a pretty naturally good speller, and so we only do it on Mondays. So with my older child who was not as naturally, who was not a natural speller, we definitely worked on spelling every day, but that is, here, do the back. There you go. And then it also does like the EEL highlights. That's what we've been working on. That's Essentials of the English Language. It gives the IEW highlights, which is the Institute for Excellence in Writing, and it tells you which lesson or what unit or whatever. This might not be correct because, like, I know my sister also directs a community, and you have a little bit of leeway on what lesson you do for each week, depending especially on when you are going to have Faces of History. So then it has the punctuation and capitalization rule. It has the vocab with the definitions, has the practice sentences. And when I do, since this is his first year, I'm using just like these first three, and we've already used those, and so now I'm just making up sentences. So like this sentence I'm just, keeping it very, very basic and just inserting words. Titus is my son's name, so that's nice.
It is?
Oh yeah, it is. Surprise. And then this is the rule, so we thought up some examples for it, so that is what we're doing. And then he is going to finish, aren't you? He's having so much fun. I'm just letting him trace over on this back page. I'm just letting him trace the words and not making him write them, because he says that's easier, and I don't want him to get too frustrated with copying charts, because it's a lot of work, isn't it? Yeah. You don't think so?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. So my middle son appreciates the visual aids a little bit. So the noun usages, this is Spidopona, to help remember the different noun usages. And so I showed him this earlier in the week, and he thought it was kind of funny. It is the day before our community day today. So as we go through things, that's kind of what you can keep in mind. It's not like the first day of the week. It's actually the last day for us. So that's a really cute visual aid. And I have another one to show you guys too. So this one was one that I just found on Pinterest. And with my older son, I didn't use the visual aids as much. So we actually played a game, which I've played with my second son as well, but I wrote all of these on 3x5 note cards. And then I wrote the definition on another 3x5 note card, and we played like a memory game just to, once you found the word and its definition, then you could keep those cards. And that seemed to work for him. But I'm really liking this visual aid. It's been pretty helpful, and I just have it here by his desk. Another thing that I purchased this year are these from IEW, and again, I just think my second son appreciates the visual aids a little bit more. I think it's, for this pack, it's like $20 or something like that. And it just is really helpful to have this up on the board so I can kind of refer to it. The first time I went through it, I don't think I would have used these at all. So we are starting Unit 3, the story sequence chart right there in the middle. And so it's been nice to kind of point that out and show him that's what we're doing this week. So it's been helpful, I think.
Man, princess.
So we had little sister join us, and now you can see my messy desk. But I don't know if you guys have
fireman, ladybug.
if you've ever seen this game. It's very cute. and...
Carrot Man, Princess Fireman, Ladybug, Bird.
You're not putting it together right. You have to put in the thes and the A's.
I'm totally putting it together right, Mom.
Uh-huh.
Look, it's so perfect. It's Carrot Man,
As
then
you can
Princess Fireman, then Ladybug, Bird.
I don't think that's quite the way it's supposed to go. He is on the home stretch. Last word. We're going to now grab our analytical task sheet, which is in his little binder thing there. Oops, there we go. And go ahead and copy down the sentence from the board, sweetie. And then go ahead and run through it like we have been. So he goes through and he does the self-check. Oops.
I always forget that.
Forgot that. Such a great practice.
King! I got a king.
Oh, good job.
6, I don't need that. Your turn. 5, you don't.
Okay, another thing I found on the Essentials CC Connected tier is this editing exercise. And here, can I see it real quick? So it's based off of the Cycle 2 history book, the medieval history book. And so it's awesome because, as you'll see over here, it actually goes over the punctuation and the spelling rule for that week. And it also lists the homophones and the vocab, or it says how many vocab can you find. And so depending on how much he gets through on that one, I think he's pretty much done. I just have an Evan Moore, just an old one that I had used some for my older son, and I didn't use it all. So I have put those pages in here so he can do that in case he gets done with that first page. But I was really excited to find that because it just kind of flows with our lesson and goes along with the time period and all of that.
Astutely, wisely.
Now he's going over his vocab from the back of the IEW medieval writing book. Okay, so he's going through math flashcards. I have him do math flashcards.
5 times 5 equals 25.
Good job.
25 times 2
I have him do flashcards during Essentials because it just breaks it up a little bit. So he doesn't have so much math to do during his math time. So we do flashcards during Essentials, and it seems to work out pretty well.
5 times 6 equals 30.
Okay, now we are done with flashcards. We're going to do a couple of mental math problems because we've been doing flashcards and mental math in class. I've lost my student. And, he went to get... Wait, you're not my student. Can you do 20 plus 8 plus 3?
20 plus 8 plus 3.
20?
31.
20 plus 8 plus 3. Good job. Okay, can you do 4 plus 16 plus 5?
25.
Good job. So we just do, they're starting out with pretty simple ones, and then I try and give them one that it's a little harder. And then we just do that a couple of times, and that is helpful for mental math. So the last thing we have to do is we are going to, you see all my books that I'm selling back there? The last thing that we have to do, and we are almost at an hour. We started at 2 o'clock. The last thing that we have to do is he's already written out his paper, and now I give him, can I see that real quick? Now I give him this checklist. And remember, Titus, what we have to do here, this is just a copy out of the book. So he goes through and does kind of like a self-check. And of course he hasn't actually started doing this, so you can't check off the paper yet. Okay, I know, so sad. But grab your paper, and he's going to go ahead and do a self-check and make sure that he has all of those, or just the ones that we've kind of marked out. So make sure they have an ly adverb and a who which clause in each paragraph, okay? And once he self-checks, then I will help him, and then he'll either rewrite it or type it, depending on what he feels like doing. He likes to type, so if he gets even the first, paragraph typed, I will type the rest for him.
Kind of makes sense.
It kind of makes sense. I think all your sentences made sense when you were writing them. And I helped him write the last little bit of his paper yesterday. So, anyways, he's doing a great job. Can you get your fingers on the keyboard, buddy?
Oh, it's hard.
Okay, so that is it. That is what we do for essentials, especially for first year. That might be more than you do. That might be less than you do. You are doing great. This is awesome. Is this for me?
Yes, that's
Okay.
your Zoo mom.
Thank
give me
you.
a ticket when you want the train ride.
Oh, okay. You are doing great, no matter what you're doing. Especially if you're a first-year mom going through this, whatever you are doing is awesome. I remember that feeling of just being like, I don't really know if what I'm doing is actually what I'm supposed to be doing. So you are doing fantastic. And if you get one little tip from my video, then I am happy about that. So enjoy your year and enjoy the process. Enjoy. Yes, I like to use that word. I was wearing a shirt that said choose joy the other day, and people were like, I feel like you're trying to like get people to vote for you or something. So I hope you guys have a great year, and I hope this video helped you. And I will talk to you guys later.